Television once had only a few channels. Now, there's more content than any human could watch in a lifetime. Television didn't just entertain people, it shaped culture, politics, advertising, and global attention itself. And over time, the TV stopped being furniture in the living room and became the center of modern life. 1920s, 1940s, the birth of television. The first televisions were experimental, blurry, and incredibly limited. But for the first time in history, people could watch events happening far away, live. It felt almost magical. 1950s, television enters every home. After World War II, television exploded. Families gathered around a single screen every evening. News, sports, entertainment. TV became the new global storyteller. 1960s, 1980s, the color revolution. Then television became colorful. Broadcasts felt more immersive. Advertising became more powerful. And networks competed aggressively for attention. This became the golden age of television. 1980s, 1990s, cable TV and 24-hour media. Cable changed everything again. Suddenly, there were hundreds of channels. 24-hour news networks emerged. Music television exploded. Sports broadcasting became massive. Viewers no longer watched what was available. They watched what they wanted. 2000s, the digital transition. Then came digital television, sharper screens, better sound, bigger displays. The television evolved from a box into a cinematic experience. 2010s, 2025, streaming takes over. Then the internet disrupted television completely. Platforms like Netflix, YouTube, and Disney Plus changed viewing forever. No schedules, no waiting. People now binge entire seasons in a single weekend. But here's the twist. Television once united millions of people around the same screen. Today, everyone watches something different. The world gained unlimited choice, but lost the shared experience. And now the real competition isn't for ratings, it's for human attention. From blurry black and white signals to streaming wars and digital universes. Subscribe to Evolution tab, because next we explore the evolution of music and how sound changed civilization. These 4 carbon fiber at extreme torque, there was just an anvil. In 1896, Johann App wasn't tuning Audis. He was shoeing horses. By 1967, his descendants swapped hooves for racing wheels, founding ABT. The real game changer hit in 1991 when Hans-Jürgen Abt took over. He built ABT Sportsline, turning a family workshop into a global force. Meanwhile, his brother Christian dominated the racetrack in DTM series. Here is their secret. ABT does not build cars from scratch. They transform Audis and VWs into something angrier and much faster. The RS6 Johann Abt Signature Edition, only 64 units were ever made. The R8 GTR, just 25 exist. They vanish through rapid pre-orders. How does a family tuner rival automotive giants? Strategic partnerships. As Audi's official partner, they co-engineer extreme performance on the track. Now they are expanding into electric mobility and Formula E racing. Over 130 years later, the original blacksmith shop looks to the future. Witness the evolution of speed. Upgrade your legacy with ABT today. The crown jewels of ABT Sportsline, the Legacy Edition Trilogy. It's not just a sticker package. This is pure engineering obsession. Meet the RS6, RS7, and RSQ8 Legacy Editions. True monsters. Under the hood, a heavily reworked 4.0-liter V8 bi-turbo engine. ABT's Power R tech replaces factory turbos and intercoolers entirely. The result? A massive 760 horsepower, and 980 Newton meters, 0 to 100 in just 3.1 seconds. Top speed, 315 kilometers per hour. Physics is the limit. Extremely rare, 200 units each for the RS6 and RS7. The RSQ8, only 125 exist. They sell out almost instantly. Notice the carbon bold aesthetic, exposed weave on the lid. A bespoke carbon bonnet insert pulls heat from the V8. Still need more extreme? Meet the ABT XGT track level. From shoeing horses in 1896 to roasting supercars in 2026. 130 years of family obsession. Make it faster with ABT. In just over a century, we went from horses to machines faster than airplanes at takeoff. This isn't just the story of cars, it's how humans reshaped speed, cities, and freedom itself. Every era didn't just improve the car, it completely redefined how we live. It starts in 1885 when Carl Benz builds the first gasoline-powered car. 3 wheels, less than 1 horsepower, top speed, about 10 miles per hour. But this machine changed everything. Then came Henry Ford and the Ford Model T. For the first time, cars weren't just for the rich. They became for everyone. Production went from hours to minutes, and the world started moving faster. Cars became more than machines. They became status. Brands like Bugatti and Rolls-Royce turned engineering into art. Speed mattered, but style became identity. After the war, the world wanted power, big engines, bold designs, raw speed. This was the birth of the muscle car, where horsepower became the ultimate symbol of freedom. Then came a crisis. Fuel shortages forced a rethink. Companies like Toyota changed the game. Smaller, more efficient, more reliable. The idea of the everyday car was reborn. Technology exploded. Aerodynamics improved. Engines got smarter. Brands like Ferrari and Lamborghini pushed the limits of speed and emotion. Cars weren't just transport anymore. They became dreams. And now, the biggest shift of all, electric vehicles. Led by companies like Tesla, cars are becoming smarter, cleaner, and faster than ever. 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. No engine noise, just pure acceleration. I can subscribe to Evolution tab for more timeline evolution. Then versus now, the internet explained. In the early days, loading just one image on the internet could take several minutes. Now, it can stream live video from anywhere in the world instantly. The internet changed more than just how we communicate. It transformed business, entertainment, education, politics, and even the way we pay attention. But here's the thing. Most of us use the internet every day, but few really know how it developed over time. 1960s, the beginning. The internet began as a military research project. Early systems like ARPANET allowed computers to share information across long distances. Slow, primitive, but revolutionary. 1980s, the personal computer era. Soon, computers started appearing in people's homes. For the first time, people could connect with each other digitally. Still, the internet seemed technical and hard to use. Most families didn't really know what the internet was at that point. 1990s, dial-up and the web explosion. Then the World Wide Web arrived. Suddenly, websites started popping up everywhere. Email became mainstream. Almost overnight, the world became connected. But there was a catch to go online. You had to disconnect your phone line to get online. Dumil sa gonset social media. Tintargara, Google organized information. YouTube transformed entertainment. Social media changed communication forever. No longer just static pages, they became interactive and engaging. 2010s, the mobile internet era. Then smartphones came along and changed everything once more. The internet was no longer limited to desktop computers. It moved right into our pockets. Now, the whole world was online all the time. 2020s, AI, algorithms, and digital life. Today, algorithms influence what we watch, what we buy, and even what we believe. Artificial intelligence now helps us write, search, create, and learn. The internet is no longer just a tool. It is becoming a part of our daily lives. But here's the surprising part. The internet promised unlimited information. Yet, many people feel more overwhelmed than ever before. Having endless ways to connect it can still leave us feeling isolated. And today, the biggest struggle online is not about technology anymore. It is about capturing our attention. From the days of dial-up to the rise of artificial intelligence, the internet has become the nervous system of our modern world. Subscribe to Evolution tab to keep learning. Next, we'll look at the rise and fall of Nokia. This replaced your camera, your TV, your map, your wallet, and it all fits in your pocket. The smartphone didn't just upgrade communication. It rewired how humans live, work, and think. And here's the reality. In less than 20 years, it became the most powerful tool ever created. Before apps, before touchscreens, there were experiments. Devices like the IBM Simon combined a phone with a calendar, email, and touchscreen. It wasn't perfect, but it was the first glimpse of the future. Then came domination. Nokia ruled the world, and BlackBerry Limited became the device of business. Phones were no longer just for calls. They became tools for productivity. Everything changed in 2007. Steve Jobs introduced the iPhone. No keyboard, just a screen. Simple, powerful, revolutionary. Then came the real disruption. The Android ecosystem opened the floodgates. Apps transformed phones into platforms. Social media, games, navigation, everything in one place. Phones became cameras, and cameras changed culture. Content creation exploded. Moments became shareable, instantly. The smartphone didn't just capture life, it started shaping it. Now smartphones are smarter than ever. AI assistants, 5G speeds, professional-grade cameras. Companies like Apple and Samsung are pushing devices beyond communication into intelligence. But here's the twist. The most powerful device ever created might also be the most addictive. It connects us to everything, but sometimes disconnects us from reality. The question isn't what smartphones can do. It's what they're doing to us. This changed everything. Subscribe to Evolution tab, because next we break down the evolution of the internet, the system behind it all. One of the most powerful brands on earth started with a guy selling shoes from the trunk of his car. Nike didn't just sell sneakers. It changed sports culture, fashion, advertising, and even identity itself. And somehow a tiny startup became a multi-billion-dollar global empire. Before Nike, there was Blue Ribbon Sports. Founded by Phil Knight and coach Bill Bowerman, the company originally sold imported running shoes. No giant headquarters, no billion-dollar brandy, just hustle. Then came innovation. Legend says Bowerman poured rubber into a waffle iron, creating a sole that improved traction for runners. That strange experiment helped shape the future of athletic shoes. The company rebranded as Nike, named after the Greek goddess of victory, and the famous swoosh logo. It was designed by a student for just $35. Then Nike mastered something bigger than shoes, emotion. The company turned athletes into global icons. And one partnership changed everything forever. In 1984, Nike signed Michael Jordan. The result? Air Jordan became a cultural phenomenon. Sneakers transformed from sports equipment into identity and lifestyle. Nike expanded into football, running, fashion, fitness, and streetwear. Today, the brand operates globally and influences everything from professional sports to music and pop culture. The swoosh became one of the most recognizable symbols on Earth. But here's the twist. Nike doesn't just sell products. It sells aspiration, victory, status, motivation. People don't just wear Nike to play sports anymore. They wear it to feel like they're part of something bigger. And that might be the company's greatest invention of all. From a car trunk to a global empire. Subscribe to Evolution tab, because next we explore the evolution of the fast food and how it took over the world, the rise and fall of Nokia. There was a time when almost everyone on Earth owned a Nokia phone, and then it disappeared. This wasn't just a company. Nokia once controlled over 40% of the global phone market. It survived wars, economic collapse, and technological revolutions. But one mistake changed everything. 1865, the unexpected beginning. Nokia didn't start with phones. It started as a paper mill in Finland in 1865. Over time, the company expanded into rubber, cables, electronics, and eventually telecommunications. 1990s, the mobile king. Then came mobile phones. Reliable, affordable, indestructible. Phones like the Nokia 3310 became cultural icons. By the early 2000s, Nokia ruled the world. The peak of Nokia. At its peak, Nokia sold hundreds of millions of phones every year. Its ringtone became instantly recognizable worldwide. For many people, their first phone was a Nokia. 2007, the iPhone changes everything. Then came the disruption. Steve Jobs introduced the iPhone. Touch screens replaced keyboards. Apps replaced buttons. And Nokia hesitated. The Android revolution. While competitors adapted quickly, Nokia struggled. The company bet heavily on outdated software systems while rivals embraced Android. The market moved fast. Too fast. The collapse. Sales crashed. Market share disappeared. And in 2013, Nokia's phone division was sold to Microsoft. The king of mobile phones had fallen. But here's the twist. Nokia never truly died. Today, the company focuses on telecommunications infrastructure, 5G networks, and internet technology. The phones disappeared from dominance, but the company survived by evolving. And maybe that's the real lesson. In technology, being successful isn't enough. You have to adapt before the world changes around you, from global domination to collapse to reinvention. Subscribe to Evolution tab, because next we explore how Nike evolved from a small startup into a global empire. Video games once looked like moving squares. Now, they can simulate entire worlds. Gaming didn't just become entertainment. It became an industry larger than movies and music combined. Simple arcade machines evolved into digital universes where millions of people live, compete, and socialize every day. The gaming revolution started in arcades. Games like Pong were simple, but addictive. Two paddles, one ball, endless competition. For the first time, computers became Pong. Then gaming left the arcade and entered living rooms. Consoles like the Nintendo Entertainment System transformed gaming into a global hobby, and characters like Mario became worldwide icons. Competition exploded. Nintendo and Sega battled for dominance. Gaming evolved faster every year. Better graphics, bigger worlds, more immersion. Then came the biggest leap yet. 3D gaming. Consoles like the PlayStation and Nintendo 64 created fully explorable worlds. Games stopped feeling like levels and started feeling alive. Then the internet changed gaming forever. Players could now compete with people across the world in real time. Gaming became social, competitive, global. Today, gaming is everywhere. Esports fill stadiums. Streamers become celebrities. Virtual reality creates immersive digital spaces. Games like Minecraft and Fortnite became more than games. They became digital worlds. But here's the twist. Video games were once criticized as distractions. Today, they're becoming training tools, social spaces, digital economies, even careers. And the line between the virtual world and the real one is starting to disappear. From pixels to virtual universes. Subscribe to Evolution tab because next we explore the evolution of television and how screens took over human attention. Humans once waited hours for food. Now, an entire meal can appear in under 3 minutes. Fast food didn't just change eating. It transformed cities, work culture, advertising, and even human health. And somehow, a simple hamburger became one of the most powerful businesses on earth. Fast food is older than most people think. Ancient civilizations sold quick meals to workers and travelers thousands of years ago. But modern fast food that began with speed and standardization. As cars became common, restaurants adapted. Drive-ins exploded across America. People no longer needed to leave their vehicles to eat. Convenience became the future. Then came the breakthrough. McDonald's introduced the speedy service system. Food preparation became almost factory-like, faster, cheaper, consistent, and the entire industry changed forever. Soon, brands like Burger King, KFC, and Subway expanded globally. Fast food became more than food. It became culture. Fast food chains spread into nearly every country on earth. Menus adapted to local cultures, advertising targeted emotions, and convenience became addictive. The industry grew into hundreds of billions of dollars. Today, fast food barely requires human interaction. Apps deliver meals instantly. AI predicts customer behavior. Some kitchens are becoming automated. Fast food is evolving again. But here's the twist. Fast food mastered something deeper than cooking. It mastered psychology, bright colors, fast rewards, cheap convenience. The industry learned how to make people crave speed itself. And in many ways, modern life started moving at fast food speed. From roadside diners to worldwide empires. Subscribe to Evolution tab because next, we explore the evolution of video games and how they became bigger than Hollywood. Music once lived on giant physical records. Now, millions of songs fit right inside your pocket. It shaped culture, identity, and entire generations. For most of history, music existed only in the moment. If you missed a performance, it was gone forever. Then, inventors created devices capable of recording sound. Vinyl records became the heartbeat of modern music. Cassette tapes allowed people to carry songs everywhere. CDs brought quality before MP3s disrupted everything. Today, streaming gives instant access to every song. Music has never been more incredibly accessible. Yet many listen less deeply than ever before. The songs became easier to skip and harder to remember. We gained convenience, but lost the magic of anticipation. Subscribe to Evolution tab for the evolution of photography. Humans once waited days just to see a single photograph. Now, AI generates hyper-realistic images that never existed. In the 1800s, subjects sat frozen for hours to capture one frame. Then came film. Moments like birthdays and history were preserved forever. Color exploded onto the page. making magazines and cinema feel alive. Digital cameras meant no film, no waiting, and unlimited photos. Smartphones put a camera in every pocket. We shared yesterday. But today, seeing is no longer believing. AI creates new realities. Photography isn't just capturing reality anymore. It's generating it entirely. Subscribe to Evolution tab as we explore the future of human connection. Next. Social media once felt like a fun way to connect with friends. Now, algorithms shape what billions of people think, watch, buy, and believe. Social media didn't just change communication. It transformed politics, culture, business, relationships, and human attention itself. And over time, social platforms stopped competing for users. They started competing for human behavior. Before modern apps, there were early social websites. Platforms like MySpace allowed users to customize profiles, share music, and connect online. It felt personal, messy, creative. And for the first time, identity became digital. Then came Facebook, clean design, real names, real-life connections. Social media moved from niche internet culture to mainstream life. Then smartphones changed everything again. Apps like Instagram and Snapchat transformed social media into a visual world. Followers became status. Content became currency. And ordinary people became influencers overnight. Then attention spans got shorter. Platforms like TikTok optimized endless scrolling using powerful recommendation algorithms. The feed stopped showing what your friends posted and started predicting what would keep you watching. Today, algorithms decide what billions of people see every day. Artificial intelligence analyzes behavior constantly. What you click, what you pause on, what keeps your attention. Social media became less social and more algorithmic. But here's the twist. Social media promised connection. Yet many people feel more isolated than ever. The platforms became smarter, more addictive, more personalized. And now the real product isn't content. It's human attention. From custom MySpace pages to AI-controlled algorithms. Subscribe to Evolution tab, because next, we explore the evolution of artificial intelligence itself and why the future may arrive faster than anyone expected. From rockets to Mars colonies, for millennia, humans gazed at the stars with curiosity. Today, we are designing cities on a different planet. Space exploration goes beyond science. It concerns survival, because someday humanity might require a new home beyond Earth. And that journey has already started. Before rockets, imagining the stars. For most of human history, space was out of reach. People observed stars, charted constellations, and dreamed of worlds beyond Earth. But reaching them? Unthinkable. At least, that's what people believed. 1957, the dawn of the space age. Then everything shifted. Sputnik 1's launch marked humanity's first step into space. For the first time, a human-made object orbited Earth. The space age had begun. 1969, the moon landing. Only 12 years later, humans achieved the unimaginable. Apollo 11 landed on the moon. Millions watched live as footprints were left on another world. It remains one of humanity's greatest accomplishments. 1970s, 2000s, expanding the space frontier. Exploration sped up. Satellites revolutionized communication. The space shuttle increased access to orbit. International collaboration built the International Space Station. Humanity wasn't just visiting space anymore. We were beginning to live there. The Mars era begins. Then our focus moved farther out. Mars. Robotic explorers uncovered ancient rivers, frozen water, and signs that the planet might once have supported life. The idea of becoming a multi-planet species suddenly seemed achievable. 2020s, the new space race. Today, Private companies have reshaped space exploration. Reusable rockets have significantly lowered launch costs. Space travel is becoming quicker, more affordable, and more daring. For the first time in decades, Mars missions are shifting from science fiction to reality. But here's the catch. The toughest challenge isn't reaching Mars. It's surviving there. Mars has lethal radiation, freezing temperatures, almost no breathable air. Building a colony won't be like exploring a new continent. It will be like creating an entirely new world, from the first rocket launches to the potential of cities on another planet. Subscribe to Evolution tab, because next we'll explore the evolution of the automobile industry. From the first car to the future of self-driving vehicles, artificial intelligence once solved simple math problems. Now, it can write, create art, drive cars, and imitate human conversation. AI isn't just another technology. It could become the most powerful invention in human history. For the first time ever, humans may be creating machines capable of learning, reasoning, and potentially thinking for themselves. The roots of AI began with simple calculation machines. Early computers followed instructions perfectly, but they couldn't learn. They were powerful tools, not intelligent systems. Then scientists asked a dangerous question. What if machines could think? Researchers began developing systems capable of solving problems and recognizing patterns. Artificial intelligence was officially born. Computers became faster and more advanced. AI systems learned to play chess, recognize speech, and analyze massive data. But true intelligence still seemed far away. Then everything accelerated. Massive data, powerful graphics processors, and neural networks transformed AI completely. Machines could suddenly recognize faces, translate languages, and generate realistic images. AI stopped feeling experimental. It became real. Today, AI writes essays, creates videos, and generates voices. It powers recommendation systems used by billions of people. Companies race to build increasingly powerful models. AI is beginning to reshape education, business, creativity, and work itself. But here's the twist. The biggest question isn't whether AI will become smarter. It's whether humans are prepared for what happens next. Some experts believe AI could solve humanity's greatest problems. Others fear it may eventually outthink its creators entirely. And for the first time in history, humans are building something they may not fully control. From calculators to machines that may one day think. Subscribe to Evolution tab, because next we explore the evolution of space exploration and humanity's journey beyond Earth.